This is 252 Pop Fiction, where you'll find all the news and reviews in pop culture that's right to type. Today's top story. Frank.
Fairfield declares local emergency. Solano County and dozens of others issue a shelter-at-home order, as well as other places throughout the country and many places around the world. It's a big mess.
Yeah, it's a big mess. So I put this in obviously because this is definitely knocking on our door. These are like the strange times that you live in where normally when you're watching the news and stuff, it's always in somebody else's backyard, you know? Always. It's never like, oh man, this is happening right here. Now it's like when you go to the grocery stores and you see the barren shelves and people are all like masked up and gloves and everything like that. It's funny because my hypochondria starts kicking in whenever I'm outside of the house. I mean, I don't know for you pretty much live, you live this self.
I sort of have that all the time when there's not a disease going around. So yeah, I feel it. But I think maybe I panic a little bit less when everybody's panicked along with me. You know what I mean?
Right. You actually have seemed to be the level head, like as we've been going through this. So following state orders, bars, breweries, nightclubs, and wineries across California have shut down or temporarily closed, joining the effort to stop the spread of the COVID-19. Concerns continue to seep into the food and service industries, causing restaurants to come up with creative solutions to keep business afloat. I've saw already curbside. A lot of restaurants are doing more of that now. They're not letting more than 10 people or 10 groups of people. I'm not quite sure how they're doing that. A lot of pickup orders, but they're keeping it tight. A couple of places they were under like lock and key. Like they have somebody at the door with it locked. They let you in, and then they'll let the next person out. It's been crazy.
Now, see, we remember
drive-thrus.
that. Remember when we were teenagers and tried to go places at school lunchtime, and they'd be like, "Only 2 teenagers at once." You know,
yes.
We know how to work.
It's very much like that, but much scarier.
Yeah, exactly. With more people staying in, streaming services are in even more demand. And now, adding to the problem, many films that opened in February and March are already available for streaming. Birds of Prey, Invisible Man, The Hunt, Bloodshot, and many more. I haven't seen any of those, but now that they're streaming, I probably will, even though I don't plan to pay $20 a pop for them. Some of them will probably, oh wait, I don't know. It might be shared somewhere that I can watch at least for maybe $5.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. Most of that stuff, it's streaming now, so it's like
that's what I'm saying.
You can get it,
and plus, even beyond that, it's out now. They're going to add it to whatever other service in a couple months because its money is going to be starting to made earlier. They shifted the whole window earlier, so everything will eventually get there.
This, all of those movies that I just listed are actually currently now, and there's a bunch more that's coming within the next couple of weeks.
Yeah.
And they're just putting it on, like Frozen 2 is already like dropping on Disney Plus. Like there's no pay extra, you just get it.
Yeah.
And they're dropping it's so much more. And not to mention a lot of other movies that were supposed to be released in April and May are now getting pushed back months, if not next year. Like the Fast and Furious 9, they're pushing that back to April of 2001. Wow. Black Widow has been pushed off the calendar right now. Don't know when it's going to come.
So they're worried about Wonder Woman.
Yeah, I think Wonder Woman is probably next. I haven't heard anything yet, but keeping
they think it's not going to work, so they're trying to figure out what to do with it. And then people are like, no, we're not going to put it out for streaming because this is a huge movie and we spent hundreds of millions of dollars.
Huge, yeah.
So to some degree, this starts to break the movie industry because if they start releasing too many first-run movies at home, people might get used to that. So
right.
I think the blockbusters, like a Star Wars or a Wonder Woman, things that are huge, you wanted that huge room experience.
Right. Yeah. Because I think what was it, Rise of Skywalker? Is that the last one?
Yeah.
What was it? Yeah. That one is dropping also on Disney Plus too. But when
you
look
at those
that's
still got a ways to go.
Bloodshot,
But they rushed the home release, so it's available now at least, but you got to pay.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, 6 more months before it's on Disney Plus, probably.
Well, like I said, with movies like Bloodshot, you probably didn't care in The Hunt because this week's review, The Hunt. Crystal is one of 12 strangers who wake up in a clearing. They don't know where they are or how they got there. Ruthless elitists gather at a remote location to hunt these humans for sport, but their end game doesn't go quite as planned. Now, I will say in my honest review, when I'm watching it, I realize that it's kind of satirical in content. And, they're playing with a couple of different, like motifs and whatnot. But it definitely, in my opinion, it definitely looked like there was one movie. There was a clear cut one movie going in, and then something happened, probably in post, or they did a screening and they tried to change some stuff. Because I would love to say that this movie is starring Hilary Swank, Betty Gilpin, Ike Barinholtz, Justin Hartley, and Emma Roberts, but some of them, it was just like, wait, what happened?
Yeah, they did go through a bunch of changes because that movie's been pulled from release several times because a bunch of people complained because there was some sort of political, well, we don't like that you're saying this about us, so they went and they changed some edits and did some stuff, and they softened the blow.
Well, it definitely felt like that. It definitely felt like I was watching 3 different mission statements in one movie, And sometimes you could say, hey, a movie's really good and it kind of fell apart in the third act. This one had a really good premise, but I think there was a good movie in there, and it got messed with.
Yeah, well, it's the Most Dangerous Game remake of the right. So what was the one they did with Ice-T? Yeah. He did one of those.
Oh my goodness, was it Surviving the Game?
Yeah, I think that was it. I've seen this movie like a good half dozen times, just starring different people. So is it any better or worse than the previous attempt? It's pretty much what it boils down to.
That Ice-T movie was hard to watch, but I did watch it. So what do you got for us this week, Frank?
Well, Frank G recommends Harley Quinn, the animated series. Now, when I saw the first episode, I thought, this is trying too hard. I don't know if you watched that at all yet. But the first one, they were trying too hard to force the adult material. Like, it was like, this is edgy. We want you to notice this. There were F words every place, violence, gore. It hit all the marks, but like in a 13-year-old point of view. I liked it enough to keep watching, though, and I'm glad I did because they found their zone pretty quickly. In 13 episodes, they tell a solid tale of Harley breaking away from the Joker, meeting some new friends and enemies, and putting together a family of misfit criminals, all while teasing Batman and Robin, driving Commissioner Gordon insane, and falling in love with Poison Ivy. These roles are very well cast, with Kaylee Cuoco doing the best Harley since the original Arlene Sorkin, Wanda Sykes being the most evil person she can possibly be, and my favorite here, Ron Funches as King Shark. I mean, how can you not love Ron Funches coming out of a killer shark, right? Come on. This series even makes you... He
sound like this when he was talking.
He sometimes he sounds like he's a shark, Yeah. This series even makes you care about Kite Man. I mean, what else can I say? Enough said. Go watch it.
Wow, that's way down the rabbit hole. It's funny because I haven't seen it because as of yet I haven't gotten the DC universe or whatever their streaming service called. Right. Even though I did watch the first, I want to say 4 episodes of Titans, and I wanted to continue, but I just did the
one month
we're just
preview.
Trying this out. Yeah.
And how long do I have to not have this before I can get another 1 month preview?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. That's what I was thinking. I got to do it, and I just got to commit. I let things like work and my kids get in the way of me mashing out all that.
Right. Well, see, now you got nothing but free time, people. The whole world is mostly on vacation.
I would have to say, going back to what we were saying about the streaming services, I know we were talking about whether or not their servers were going to be able to handle this type of volume.
Yeah.
And then you said, I didn't read it. I was looking for it because you were saying that they're actually, dumbing down the actual...
They're throttling, but it seems like they're doing it in Europe first. It was Disney said they're doing it, and then somebody else said, Amazon said they were doing it, and then finally Netflix said, okay, we're doing it too. So for most of the EU, they're being limited to 720 or really compressed 1080, but their 4K is shut down. People are like, how can I watch this in terrible just 1080? Come on.
Yeah, I know.
I think you can live with it for a little while.
We
used to have revenues and we liked them, damn it.
You say that, but I can't watch anything in 720. I'm like, what? What is this? What is this? SD standard? What is this? But yeah, I know I did read the part where they were saying Netflix didn't want to break the internet, so they were like trying to maintain their servers.
Most of the stuff is they have huge caches of stuff near your local ISP almost everywhere in the United States. So the main stuff is like, you're not really hitting these main central servers. You're pulling from your local people. So it's really a neighborhood thing, just like the internet in general. If you're sucking down too much, you might kill your neighbors off. And that's, but if that cluster goes, then the next cluster goes, and so on and so forth. Then suddenly no one has anything. Right. There's a big mess. We should, and the thing that's funny is Europe is supposed to have this much better internet service that they don't have to do this normally, and yet it's hitting them worse. But maybe there's more people there staying inside.
I'm Cool Water Kurt. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
I'm Frank G, and I get respect. Your cash and your jewelry is what I expect.
We'd like to hear what you think. Leave us a comment down below and let your opinion be heard.
And if you like this, please check out our other videos on our channel, such as Retro Recast, a bunch of other stuff, and our new hit series, Get Into Character, which has all kinds of people watching, and you have nothing better to do while you're stuck at home anyway, so come join us and follow along with the damn story, people.
Follow along. And this is 252 Pop Fiction, where you'll hear it first.
Adonis, pull yourself together.